Greetings guys and welcome to the evolution of the Hearthstone, and we starting back in the 2008. This game looks so much more like Magic the Gathering, but not like the casual Hearthstone nowadays, and that was a pretty interesting time for the developers to make such a great game which will just conquer the world of the card games in the future years. So we are going to start with a bit later stuff, and this is gonna be the beta of the Hearthstone. So here you can see the early Hearthstone footage, which is really interesting. Like it has some similar features we had in on a full release version of the game, but still we saw some maps, and that was kind of a searching process of your opponent. And that's actually pretty interesting. The deck, well, as you can see, no 3D elements here, which was really strange, and obviously, because it's alpha footage, that's totally okay. And now we casually drop into the Hearthstone beta 2012-2013. This game is already looking like our classic favorite Hearthstone game with a Stormwind board, as you can see right now on the screen. That was a pretty amazing experience to play Hearthstone for the first time, especially on release in 2014. I bet that we all remember this Gnoll fighting with us as a tutorial for the Hearthstone, and that was kinda totally new world for us. We started to play this game and we get in tons of different emotions. Personally, I just remember how awesome it was to open packs and get legendaries like Leroy Jenkins or something else. After it, we go in for the Curse of Naxxramas. That was kind of an adventure, not a full expansion, but had a lot of cool cards, and of course Heroic Calthadad was pretty interesting to fight with, and that was kind of a challenge. A lot of people consider that Curse of Naxxramas was one of the best expansions or adventures ever made for the Hearthstone, but we're going for the next one, which was Goblin and Gnomes, and well, if you're a fan of the mechs and different stuff which going around that, you're definitely gonna love this one. I'm pretty sure that you can remember this mech who just iced everything on your board, and that was really annoying, like for this Rexor. The next one was a Blackrock Mountain in 2015, and this was a bane for all people who didn't like Warrior, because Warriors usually played the Grim Patron deck, which probably one of the most broken decks in Hearthstone history. That was a really tough deck to fight against, and that was kinda really bad for me. After it, we're gonna get a Grand Tournament, which was really interesting expansion with some of kind of Inspire, and basically we had a new mechanic which called Inspire. That was a really interesting mechanic, which was like not really good in actual game, and this expansion was kind of meh for a lot of people. After it, we jump in right to the 2015 Hearthstone Tournament, where we get this kind of amazing play from Ostkage, who won the championship in 2015. That was such a great play with Rogue. After it, we jump right into the League of Explorers with this amazing trailer with Leroy Jenkins. That was kind of average for me, but yeah, some people like it. And now we're going for a huge one, Whispers of the Old Gods. That's probably one of my favorite expansions in the Hearthstone due to awesome style and different mechanics. For example, my favorite deck was the Cthulhu one. Sometimes it was pretty hard to pull out, but still was pretty amazing one. As you can see, that was totally destructive for a lot of different opponents. And here we go for the One Night in Caradon. That was really good one too, especially for the Medivh fans or the Guardian fans, which has this kind of a classy disco style. Honestly, this probably is the best trailer for me, and I really enjoyed the expansion as well. 2016 Hearthstone Championship was a pretty neat one and a close one. The Ukrainian Dr. Hippie almost won this, but sadly, or fortunately, that's hard to tell, the Pebble gets the victory here. After it, we got a Ministry of Gadgetzan, which was pretty average, and I'm pretty sure that a lot of us remember this one because of the Golems deck. Jade Golems was a really huge problem for a lot of players here. As well as this deck, which was pretty annoying when you played against the Priest, because as you can see, it could literally vanish all of your HP and armor in seconds. In one turn, OTK with the Priest was pretty amazing. And usually it worked out pretty well, so you just didn't have any chance to fight against this one and pull out some plays to just turn the game out. So yeah. That was kind of an interesting experience as well, and I've tried to play this Priest, but it feels a bit unfair to play these kind of decks for me, because this is simply kind of Exodia, which not really nice to play with. After it, we jump in right to the journey to Un'Goro, and this one was in 2017. A lot of people like this expansion and think that this was kind of one of the best expansions ever made, but in my opinion, this is not really huge. Yeah, we get some new characters like elementals and different other stuff for Shaman, which was pretty nice, but it's not really great for me. And the Dirty Red, well, I bet this card killed a lot of different players' passions for the Hearthstone, so they probably left the game after it. Next one is a Knight of the Frozen Throne. It was 2017 and was kind of a huge one for me as a fan of the Lich King. I really expected that Hearthstone will get the Arthas as a Death Knight class for the game, but sadly it didn't happen. Well, instead we got the card which was the Lich King himself as well, and had a pretty amazing effects and different cards and spells. So also Death Knights was available for every class and was pretty interesting to play with. After it, we get the Kobolds and Catacombs with the treasures coming right into our hands. That was really interesting, and Maren the Fox is probably one of the memest cards of this expansion so far. That was really interesting to play, but really annoying inside of the RNG. And finally, we are dropping down to the expansion, which changed a lot in the history of the Hearthstone itself. As well as we are approaching the new World Championship, which was pretty magnificent. That was a Frozen against the Tom, which was pretty amazing. As you can see, we had some Gadgetzan stuff here. Jade Golems was pretty annoying, which brought victory to the Tom player of Druid and brings him a championship title. This theory crafting for decks was pretty amazing, and seems like Frozen didn't have any chance. And finally, we are getting to the expansion, the Witchwood, which changed everything in the Hearthstone. This expansion literally destroyed the game. Shudderwalk was absolutely broken. This card turned everything that Hearthstone has in the pure RNG. It was worse than Yaxaron. It was super broken card. So as you can see right now, Thais played the Shaman on the Shudderwalk with an infinite combo of just turning around the Shudderwalks, getting a lot of heal, getting a lot of damage, and just copying them to the whole table, getting you such an Exodia combo with the Shudderwalk. And in this one, Ben Brode left the company. That was a huge loss for the Hearthstone, and we started getting a lot of different expansions, which was not really good this time. Yep, we got a new Demon class, a Demon Hunter class, we got Death Knight class, finally, but that didn't make a huge deal. So these expansions was totally miserable, and a lot of people just stopped playing Hearthstone these days. But after it, we got a Hearthstone Battlegrounds back in 2019, which was pretty decent addition for the game, and now I bet that a lot of people just playing Hearthstone to play Battlegrounds. This mode is pretty cool, and after the hype of the auto chess gaming, it was and still one of the best auto chess mods in the game history. I really like this one and playing from time to time, but totally cutting off gold, so you can't purchase literally anything. Even the battle pass for the Battlegrounds in the Hearthstone makes it even harder to enjoy. Anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed this video, I hope you had some nostalgia about this awesome game, and tell me what video you would like to see next, what game should we make.